this presentation, we are going to talk about Satyam scandal, a major corporate accounting scandal that shook Indian business in World 2009. This case served as a stark reminder of the importance of corporate governance, transparency, and robust internal control. Throughout this presentation, we will explore the key details of this scandal, including the who, what, when, and why, along with its lasting impact. So in this presentation, we'll focus on Satyam Computer Service Limited and its founder by Raju Ramalinga Raju. Let me start by introducing Satyam Computer Service Limited. It was founded in 1987 by Raju Ramalinga Raju in Hyderabad, India. Its name Satyam means true in Sanskrit, reflecting its commitment to integrity and honesty in business. It quickly established itself as a major player in the Indian IT sector, with offering a wide range of service. Leveraging India's growing reputation as a global IT hub, Satyam experienced rapid growth in the 1990s and early 2000s. It broadened its global clientele, catering a Fortune 500 corporation spanning diverse sectors including finance, healthcare, manufacturing, and telecommunication. However, in 2009, an accounting fraud tarnished Satyam's good reputation, marking a significant downturn in its trajectory. Next, let's talk about Raju Ramalinga Raju. He is an Indian entrepreneur who founded Satyam Computer Service and served as its chairman and CEO from 1987 until 2009. Under his leadership, Satyam experienced phenomenal growth, becoming a major player in India's booming IT sector and earning Raju recognition as a pioneer in this industry. However, his tenure at Satyam would come to a dramatic end in 2009. In this slide, I will delve into the journey of Satyam, tracing its evolution from the pinnacle of success to its current state of affairs. In 1987, Satyam Computer Service Limited was founded by Ramalinga Raju in Hyderabad, India. The company started its operation, marking the beginning of its journey in the IT industry. Throughout the year 1991, Satyam diligently focused on expanding its operation and fortifying its foothold as a premier entity in the realm of IT service. The company experienced substantial growth during this period, driven by its unwavering commitment to enhancing its market presence and delivering exceptional value to its clientele. However, it was in the subsequent year, 1992, which Satyam embarked on a monotonous journey by opting to go public, a decision culminating in its listing on the Bombay Stock Exchange. This pivotal move not only boosts their industry profile, but also provide access to capital, fueling further expansion and shaping their future as a public company. During the year 2000s, Raju's attention was drawn to a booming real estate market in Hyderabad, leading him to invest in property from profit. Due to the rapid industrialization taking place in Hyderabad, prices of land were on a continuous rise, with projections suggesting an exponential increase in the coming year. However, Madhya's Infrastructure and Madhya's Property were the companies which were owned by Ramalinga Raju and his family members. In an effort to avoid any concern regarding conflict of interest, they implement transparent ownership structure, impartial decision-making process, and rigorous corporate governance practice. When faced in insufficient funds for land acquisition, Raju resorted to manipulating the financial record of Satyam. The scandal involved the manipulation of financial statements to inflate revenue, profit, and cash balance, giving a false impression of the company's financial health and performance. However, in 2009, Raju resigned from the Satyam board after Satyam scandal and admitted to falsifying revenue, margin, and over 5,000 crore of cash balance at the company, thereby deceiving investors and stakeholders about the company's true financial position. After this incident, Satyam's trajectory took an unexpected and somber, casting a long shadow over its once glorious reputation. It became one of the biggest accounting fraud in India, which has been dubbed as Indian Enron.
Okay, we'll talk about some serious problems that rocked Satyam Computer Service. It is important to understand what went wrong so that we can learn from it. The first and primary problem we found in this scandal is the lack of oversight and governance. Okay, let's picture this. The big boss, Ramalinga Raju. He had too much power. He could do whatever he wanted without anyone checking up on him. This is a recipe of disaster. We should have better checks and balance to prevent this happen in the future. The next problem is weak internal controls. Satyam's system were like a leaky board. They couldn't even catch the fraud happening right under their nose. This is because their checks on things like finances and risks were just not up to scratch. The third problem we found is the mass financial reporting. Do you always go through your bank account? If your answer is not, then you have to be careful. Well, Satyam's financial reports were like that also, but on a much larger scale. They were painting a prettier picture than reality, showing higher profit than they actually had. It's like pretending your PG bank is full when it is actually empty. Messing with the numbers like that is a risky game, and eventually the truth catch up. Next is fabrication documents, which can also known as fake documents. Do you know what you're gonna do to cover up a truth and create a lie? The answer is making a proof, a fake proof. That is what Satyam doing. She make up proof and they forge document to make their lies seem real. That's a major breach of trust. Collusion and not honest are one of the serious problems in this scandal. It wasn't just a bad apple, it was a whole branch. When top executives team up to deceive, it's like a betrayal of trust and throw away all the trust. We need leaders with integrity, not the ones who cuts corner. Last, the regulators' complaints failures. Satyam didn't play by the rules. The annoys important regulations means to keep things fair and square. It's like driving without a license.
Alright, let's look about the Satyam historical share price. On the 10th January 2009, the shares of Satyam Computer Services experienced a precipitous decline, reaching a value of 11.50 rupees, marking their lowest valuation since March 1998. This stark contrast was obvious against a pinnacle reached in 2008, when the shares crossed to 544 rupees. Furthermore, on the New York Stock Exchange, Satyam shares achieved their zenith in 2008, attaining a value of $29.10. From the news shares above, the consequences of Satyam scandals are very serious. These scandals seriously shattered investor trust, as accurate financial statements are crucial for informed decisions. Satyam fabricated financial health led to a dramatic decline in its share price. This reflects the erosion of investor confidence to the company. The damage extended beyond Satyam, casting a shadow over the entire Indian IT sector, making the investor vary on their own investment. But not only that, the scandal exposed vulnerabilities in Indian corporate governance system, with the lack of skilled auditors and potential unethical conduct allowed the fraud to persist. Inadequate oversight and shortage of qualified personnel hamper anomaly detections and regulatory compliance. These actions has undermined Satyam's corporate governance framework, highlighting the importance of robust corporate governance and ethical practices. Satyam, once a respected leader in the Indian IT sector, became a synonym with fraud. The scandal garnered significant negative press coverage, tarnishing Satyam's reputations. The relentless bad publicity severely damaged the brand image, making it challenging for the company to regain the trust. The loss in share price serves as a reminder of the reputation damage inflicted by the fraud. Alright, when we talk about the general ways to prevent fraud, establishing a fraud policy is crucial for preventing fraudulent activities within the organizations. This policy outlines prohibited actions, establishes reporting procedures, and defines consequences of non-compliance. Unfortunately, Siam lacked such a policy, which contributed fraudulent behavior by various stakeholders. Not only that, employee training is also essential for fostering a vigilant and proactive workplace. By educating employees on organizing and addressing fraudulent behavior, organizations can enhance their ability to detect and prevent fraud. Satyam's failure to provide fraud prevention training left employees unaware of potential red flags. This underscores the importance of investing in employee education to maintain organizational integrity. Last, regulatory compliance and regular risk assessment are critical components of fraud preventions. Regulatory evaluations help identify fraud risk assessment, prolong the concealment of fraudulent activity, utilizing appropriate auditing tools, and adhering to the regular standards that can help organizations detect and prevent fraud more effectively.
Let's talk about internal control and the recommendation to the Satyam scandal case. Here are 5 problems in Satyam's internal control system. First and foremost, control environments. The board of directors failed to adequately oversee Raju actions. Satyam company must establish clear code of conduct outline expected behavior and the consequences of unethical actions. Additionally, open communication channels should be implemented to encourage employees to report any suspicious activity without fear of retaliations. The lack of independent verifications allow the manipulation to undetected for far too long. To prevent such incidents, Satyam company must engage reputable external auditors to conduct thorough review of financial statements. Regular internal audit should also be conducted by Satyam company to identify any discrepancies or suspicious activity. Furthermore, establishing a specialized department dedicated to independently reviewing and validating financial transactions, records, and statements will create an additional layers of security and ensure the accuracy of financial reporting. Secondly, accounting information and accounting system. The Satyam scandal shows us how damaging it can be when an inaccurate accounting information and its accounting system are weak. False financial statement makes Satyam company look profitable when it was not, fooling investor and auditor. This leads the disaster when the trust come up. To prevent this situation happening again, Satyam company should need to do few things. First, Satyam company needs strengthened internal control. That means dividing up tasks and checking financial record regularly to make sure everything accurate. By using good accounting software with strong security feature, Satyam company can keep track of changes and prevent unauthorized access. Second, Satyam company need to enhance system security using things like strong password and access control to keep out intruders. And not forget CCTV. They can keep an eye out for anything doubtful and stop people from trying to cheat in the system. Thirdly, it is management risk assessment. In Satyam scandal case, inadequate access control and not checking who accessing what enables someone to do some really sneaky stuff with money without getting caught. But that's not all. Satyam company also did not check for problem often enough. If they had, they may have noticed the money issue before they got really bad. So, what suggestion can avoid this problem? Satyam company needs to proactive about protecting our data. Using strong password and checking who accessing what can help stop bad things from happening. Satyam company also can keep an eye on what's going on with their data so they can catch anything doubtful early. And also, Satyam company need to check for problem regularly, wherever it's very few months or once or a year, so that they can get expert to look for any issues and fix them before they become big problem.
Next, we can understand the Satyam scandal. The Satyam scandal happened because the company owners, Ramaliga Raju, planned an elaborate plan of sitting by making out the workers, increase the sales and changing the financial record. This large scale for years without being the cash because Satyam control system and review method were broken. It caused a lot of damage to the company's finance and image. Next, let us see the recommendation of this part. First is the fraud prevention policy and procedures. Organization must set out the strong fraud prevention policy and procedures to stop the similar fraud. Lack of such as the policy at the Shaya allow Raju to manipulate the financial record hidden. A comprehensive strategy to stop the fraud should list the illegal activity and moreover the principle. Provide for easy reporting of suspected wrongdoing. Furthermore, public regulation and oversight should be made better by strong internal audit, independent oversight committees, and regular financial reporting reviews. Moreover, is strengthening control activity. Specialized control activity are paramount to combating the fraud effectively. For instance, first is careful to verification of invoice to make sure they are correct and real. Invoice should be carefully checked against record of service delivery, customers contract, and bank bill. Next is the automatic translation monitoring system. Using the automatic system can help find the substantiations invoice, copy invoice, and non-standard vendor bills, allowing for quickly investigation for action. Next, we enhance the monitoring for effective fraud prevention. First is a lack of the independent and effectiveness in internal audit. Satyam internal audit department was working well because of a conflict of interest, which made it harder to find the fraud. The following suggestions can help organization deals with this problem effectively. First is to improve the independent and reduce conflict of interest. Internal audit staff should report directly to the audit committee or board of directors. Second is the operational autonomy. Using a strong internal audit charter to define rules, responsibility, and reporting process. Provide the internal audit department operational autonomy. Furthermore, is poor oversight of the process for financial reporting. First is the continuous monitoring framework. Set up a strong system for regularly checking the step for financial reporting by using computerized control, data analysis, and regular check for important financial measures. This makes sure it more easily find the deals or behavior that don't make sense or that the point to scan right away. Last is the enhance the document verification. To improve the document management and verification of bank statement, invoice, and another financial document. These include random the assessment method that check two or more things and regular reconciliation.
All right, let's move on to the fraud triangle, in which we can understand why the scandal is a scandal. There are three main topics under this triangle. First, motivation. This refers to what causes and fuels the person to commit a fraud. Second, opportunity. What can a person gain committing the fraud, or in other words, ability to carry out the fraudulent act. Third, rationalization. This is the ability of the perpetrator to justify the fraudulent act. With that said, let's jump to the first topic, motivation. First is greed. Ramalinga Raju, the founder of the company, exemplified traits of greed, ambitious, and unyielding thirst for success that were central to the scandal. His personal aspirations led him down a path of deceit and fraud. Overshadowing ethical considerations, Raju's relentless pursuit of wealth blinded him and others involved, resulting in widespread financial misrepresentation through manipulated records and misleading stakeholders. This story underscores the dangers of unchecked ambition and personal greed in corporate governance, emphasizing the critical need for ethical leadership and robust oversight to prevent such misconduct. Second, desires to uphold Satyam competitive positions. The Satyam scandal was driven by the intense competition within the IT services industry, compelling the company's leaders to prioritize in maintaining Satyam's competitive edge at all costs. This pressure to outshine rivals and preserve market standing led to unethical decisions, including falsifying financial data to bolster the company's image. Unfortunately, the pursuit of competitiveness blurred ethical boundaries and compromised integrity. This scandal highlights the significant risk associated with unchecked ambition in competitive industries, emphasizing the critical needs for ethical leadership and transparency to sustain industries competitiveness without resorting to unethical practices. Third, lack of transparency and corporate governance. The Satyam scandal happened because of problems like hidden financial information, weak controls inside the company, and bad corporate governance. These issues allowed fraud to happen without being noticed. Important financial details were hidden or changed, and internal controls were not strong enough to catch these problems. The company also had poor governance with insufficient oversights from the board and no accountability. This scandal shows why it is crucial to have strong governance and transparency to prevent unethical behaviors, implementing better internal controls, strict oversights, and a commitment to transparency is important for maintaining integrity and trust within organizations, avoiding the harmful impacts of weak governance. Second, on this topic is opportunity. First, on opportunity, weak internal controls and auditing practices. The Satyam scandal happened because the company's internal controls were weak and its auditors, PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, didn't check financial information independently but relied too much on what the company's management told them. Even though there were signs of troubles like unusually high cash balances, inflated revenues, PwC didn't investigate thoroughly enough. This lack of oversight and trust in management allowed fraud to occur unnoticed. The scandal highlights the importance of strong internal controls and independent auditing to prevent financial misconduct and maintain trust in financial reporting within companies. Second, on opportunity, ability to manipulate financial records. Ramalinga Raju and his team at Satyam took advantage of weak IT systems and accounting practices to manipulate financial records, inflate revenues, and misrepresent assets, leading to a major scandal. The company's deficient control allowed them to fabricate documents without getting caught for a long time. This shows why organizations need strong internal controls, better IT systems, and thorough audit to prevent and detect financial fraud. The Satyam scandal highlights the importance of honest and transparent financial reporting to protect investors and stakeholders from the risk of inadequate oversight. Third, on opportunity, is lack of independent verification. The Satyam scandal revealed a big problem in how audits were done, especially the lack of independent checks by auditors on important financial information like cash balances and account receivables. Auditors like PricewaterhouseCoopers or PwC relied too much on what Satyam management told them and did not verify information from outside sources like banks or customers. These failures to double check financial data allowed Satyam's fraud to go unnoticed for a long time, showing serious issues in auditing practices and oversight. The lesson from this scandal is that we need stronger auditing standards that emphasize independent verification of financial information from different sources. Improving auditing practices, independence, and transparency is crucial to prevent future financial misconduct and, again, trust in financial reporting. Last but not least on this topic is rationalization. First is belief in the ability to recover. Ramalinga Raju believed he could hide financial problems at Satyam over time without getting caught because he thought the company was fundamentally strong. This misguided confidence led him to justify his action by assuming he could fix the issues later. This kind of rationalization is common in corporate fraud, where individuals deceive themselves to maintain a facade of success. The Satyam scandal shows the importance of ethical leadership and accountability. To prevent similar issues, organizations need transparency, strong internal controls, and a commitment to integrity at all levels of governance. Learning from this scandal can help companies avoid ethical lapses and maintain trust and credibility. Second is desperation and inability to stop. Ramaliga Raju compared the situation at Satyam to riding a tiger, not knowing how to get off without being eaten, showing his desperation as he realized the fraud was out of control. This analogy suggests he felt trapped and could not stop the misconduct once it grew beyond his intentions. The image of a riding tiger illustrates the dangerous nature of the situation where trying to stop the fraud seemed risky. Raju's description highlights the dangers from unethical behaviors in organizations, where small problems can quickly become big ones that are hard to fix. The Satyam scandal underscores the need for early detection, prevention, and ethical leadership to prevent corporate misconduct. Organizations must prioritize transparency, accountability, and integrity to avoid situations where unethical actions spiral out of control and damage the country's reputation and success. Lastly, misplaced loyalty and egoistic motives. Ramalinga Raju's action in the Satyam scandal show a mix of misguided loyalty to the company and ego-driven desires for money, power, and fame. He prioritized personal gain over ethics, reflecting the dangers of unchecked ambitions in leadership. This scandal highlights the importance of ethical leadership and values like honesty and transparency. By addressing the root cause of unethical behaviors driven by ego, organizations can create a culture of integrity and prevent similar misconduct, preserving trust in the corporate world.
So as a conclusion, Siam scandal serve as a reminder of the devastating impact of corporate malfeasance and the critical need for robust governance, transparency, and ethical conduct in business. Weak oversight, internal controls, and collusions among executives enable the precedent of fraud, shaking trust in corporate integrity. So as a steamworks of corporate integrity, we must fortify controls, uphold standards, and rebuild trust for the future defined by accountability and transparency.